we are back. We want to dive into a conversation with our three young ladies who are in the agricultural sector. And Princess, I just want to start with you. Give us an overview of the scope of agriculture in Nigeria. Do we have a lot of young people farming? And what are the staples around there? If you come here in Kenya, we have a lot of maize in almost every farm that you go to. What is the situation like in Nigeria?
So, I mean, I would want to start with maybe the staples. I know in Nigeria, and I was really having the conversation earlier, that across Nigeria, there are different native products. So depending on where you land, you would experience a different sector.
Right.
I know one thing we have a lot is maize. Maize, rice, it's all over the place.
All right.
And yeah, those are our staple foods. The agricultural sector is, I would say, very diverse, especially with the incoming fintech, right? So there's a lot of technology, which also means that with more technology comes more technology.
Right.
And across the agricultural sector, we have, I would say, from end to end farms, the producers, you have the processors, of course, you have the end, and we're privileged to cover the entire chain while digitally.
Right. But there's one thing I hear, and I'd like for you to tell us how true it is. There's no much livestock in Nigeria. See how we have cows and goats and chicken everywhere. It's almost not the same situation in Nigeria, is it?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say they aren't that much. I would just say they are just concentrated in certain places. So in terms of like cows for beef, we have the herdsmen or cattlemen who they're more like nomads, so you may not see all of them in a single place.
Okay.
You would actually see them moving around, they're open grazing and things like that. We have poultry farms, so there are heavy arteries around Ogun State in the western areas. So I would say they're sort of scattered around, but yeah, it's a bit of a spread. I wouldn't say they're that much in terms of livestock, but yeah.
Great. All right, now coming back to Helen, let's start with you. Before you decided to go back and start making spices from your produce, what had happened in there? Did you try to grow, ukaenda kwa shamba, vitu kwa market, vitu zikakuharibikia, or how did you finally decide, you know what, I'm going to start adding value into this agricultural produce?
Actually, I was a farmer. So I was doing herb farming, and then to get into the market was a little bit challenging because most of the herbs are very new to our local community, the likes of tarragon. It's very new. You tell someone tarragon,
me included.
That is a terra thing. So one time I went to the market and I had, I think, almost 15 boxes of the herbs, fresh herbs, and I managed to sell only two. Mark you, they were on credit. So after I left the market, I was like, what can I do? Because the agreement that I had with the supplier was within 24 hours, I give back the money. So I leave the market and I have less than 12 hours to be able to give this person the money back. So what I did is I started drying them. Unfortunately, they shrunk. They were like this much.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't make money out of it. So I decided to mix with the spices I had in the kitchen to just, one, increase the volume. Secondly, give them value for money.
Right.
And after that, I noticed it's something that is accepted so easily.
Right.
So I decided, well, agriculture is good, but value addition is gooder. So I I decided to chip in into the value addition. That's how I started.
Good. Agriculture is good, but value addition is gooder.
Yes, please.
Great. So Miriam, I want you to talk to us about the consumption of these dried fruits. Is it accepted in our Kenyan market? Are we at a point where I'll come and buy this small, let's say this one, if you were to sell this, how much is this?
That one would go for 80 shillings.
80 shillings.
Yes.
Are we at a point where someone will choose to come and buy this for 80 shillings? Ama atasema, acha nikabai ndizi yenyewe na 10 bob.
Actually, we are.
We are?
No, we are not yet there.
Okay.
So mtu atasema cha nikabai ndizi na 10 bob.
Yeah, 10 bob.
Yes.
Okay. So there's still a challenge there.
Yes.
All right. But what can we do? Unaona tunaweza fanya nini? Because I know this in the international market is very huge.
Yes.
Something like mangoes, we cannot export fresh mangoes to Europe, but we can export this dried mango to Europe. What can we do to increase that consumption locally?
We need more education on dried fruits. That's something that people don't know about. They don't know the nutrients that that come with dried fruits. So once the water is out of the dried fruits, it contains more nutrients. And also we are able to get these fruits at an affordable price. So we just need to invest in the industry.
Right.
Yes.
So more awareness.
Yes.
And making it a healthy snack for children.
Yes.
Our small kids are always, Mom, bring me a sweet. How about you bring them dried fruits as a snack?
Yes.
I think. All right. So I'm going to come to you, Princess. I know you have, you've invented a technology which is a digital infrastructure where farmers and other key players get to meet on that app and create market. You've heard from Helen. The reason as to why she's now doing that is because she did not have market. And I know you're doing a good job in making farmers connect, but we have internet problems here in Africa. The connection, our farmers in the rural areas don't have internet. So even when you're telling them log into this app, how? You know, the phones that we are using, not all of them are using smartphones. So then again, how do we manage to make sure we have this digital infrastructure that is practical to Africa?
So one thing that we've actually done, and we are constantly still doing, is actually adopting or adapting to some of these farmers. A lot of them are old.
Yes.
Right? And but despite being old, they generate the food that almost everybody in the world eats. So most of the food that's actually circulated across the globe is actually created here in Africa, despite the fact that we lose about 60%. So you can imagine what would happen if we were preserving that 60%. So I know one thing that we've done is actually integrating the people on ground.
Right.
We work with a lot of youth and a lot of women. What we've seen is these youth are tech savvy. Like, so for example, you would use the analogy of in your home, your older parents may not really know how to use the internet, so they would come to meet you.
Yeah.
And we're adopting that in these communities because that's already what they do. We work with youth on ground who have the technical skills, and these people are empowered to lead their community through the digital age.
Right.
Yeah.
So you pinpoint someone in the community who probably has the...
Interestingly, they pinpoint someone.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah, they would know.
So they would know, and they would. So we work with these farmers in clusters, as we've called them, and they're like maybe a group of, in an entire community, we cluster in groups of maybe 25 to 30 people. And what happens is they would together bring out a representative or two that can speak for them.
Right.
And that would be more, I would say, tech savvy.
Right.
So they can use the product and they can also communicate and help them use the platform. And what we've seen is with this one person, once you have at least one or two people in the community, soon everyone's like, oh, how can I get a phone? How can I access this? How can I?
Okay.
So it spreads even faster by word of mouth.
So there's a ripple effect once they see it working. All right. So Miriam, right now we know if there's a fruit that is all over town, yani hata unaweza tembea hivi badala ukutane na mawe unakutana na maembe. And we know what that will lead to. A lot of them uko in the villages zitaoza. They'll not get markets. Matu anyone anapita anakula, yet they would have made money out of that. I'm sure when you see that inaoza, you feel very bad because that's what you need to make this snack that can last for years. What's your intention with the farmers? Ndio pia wao, they get value for their money. Unajua sasa watafika mahali distress selling. Wacha tu niuze hii maembe na 10 bob, yet if you partner, hii inakaa 2 years, they make more money. So just maybe in less than a minute, what's your relationship with the farmers? How are we making this better also to create that awareness to our farmers?
So what we are currently doing, because farmers mostly work with food vendors in the market, is being able to communicate with the food vendors so that we educate the farmers, whereby they're able to learn that you can actually sell these fruits you don't need to throw them away, you don't need to feed them to your cows and all that. So you're able to sell them, and we are able to dry them and turn them into something that is a snack for us to be able to add value and also have a responsible production and consumption.
Right.
Yes.
Great. You can open one. I'd like to taste one. And as you do that, Helen, the big question that a young person will ask, does this have money? Are you making money out of it? Amani, another struggle altogether. I know there's no job that doesn't have struggles, but if you look at it, are you making money in 30 seconds?
Yes, I'm making money.
Right.
The thing about our local market is a lot of people look at the benefits. So if you're coming in with a health benefit, of course you'll make money. If you're coming in with the synthetic, is going to be a little bit controversial.
Right.
So with the version of an all-natural, all-organic, you're good to go.
So that's the catch. People
Yes.
now are so woke about what they eat. The healthier, the better.
A lot of
and there's
people
more
are very
market
health
for that, right?
conscious.
Yeah.
Great. So thank you, my ladies. It has been an absolute pleasure. Now, because tomorrow is Valentine's, I want to make sure that all of you go with a rose. Go tell people in Nigeria that Kenyans are nice. So happy Valentine's to you, I beg, and also a Valentine to you and to you.
Thank you
That's
so
how we love our
much.
guests here on Kenya's Gold. Thank you so very much, farmers and viewers, for being with us today. This is for all of you. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. We'll see you again next week with a lot more right here at Kenya's Gold. And remember, agriculture, technology, innovation, value addition is the way to go. Until next week, have yourselves a fantastic Valentine weekend. My name is Violetta Ngina. Goodbye.